France hosts a much-changed Welsh side as they look to keep the Grand Slam hopes alive. My name is Mark. Let's talk rugby. France versus Wales in the fourth round of the Women's Six Nations. It's at Stade d'Alpes in Grenoble on Sunday, 23rd of April 2023. Kickoff is 3:15 BST. As always, start with the teams. So France, the home team, backs are Boulard, Banet, Marine Ménager, Vernier, Laurens, Tremoulier, and Chambon. Forwards, Brosso, Sochat, Calfoui, Pichou, Forlani, Escudero, Hermé, and Romain Ménager. On the bench, then they have Rifanu, Mwayembe, Bernadou, Falou, Gross, Doucet, Arbez, and Philippon. The Welsh team then start with the backs: Keith, Newman, Hannah Jones, George, Williams, Morris, Snowsill, and Lewis. The forwards then: Constable, Phillips, Hale, Fleming, Evans, Lewis, Williams, and Harris. The replacements: Kelsey Jones, Purs, Tuipulotu, King, Callender, Bevan, Wilkins, and Terry. Okay, team news. France made 3 changes from the game against Scotland. Got Cyril Benet comes onto the right wing in place of Boujard. Alexandra Chambon is in at scrum half. Romain Ménager returns to the starting team at 8 after being out injured. Escudero shifts from 8 to make way for her. Manet Falou, Emmeline Gross, and Margot Douce come onto the bench, and Douce is set to make her debut if she gets on. Wales made 7 changes to the starting 15 from the game against England. Leke George comes in at inside centre. Karis Williams Morris comes onto the left wing. Fiona Lewis starts at 9 as Bevan drops to the bench. Abby Constable, Karis Phillips, and Cyrus Hale are in the completely changed front row. Kelsey Jones, Pearce, and Tuipulotu, who started in the front row against England, are on the bench. Kate Williams gets a start at 7 with Alex Callender dropping to the bench, and Bryony King and Niamh Terry come onto the bench. So this is 3rd in the world versus 8th in the world. France had 49% possession, 52% territory in a 59-0 win over Scotland last time out. Wales had 58% possession, 47% territory in a 59-3 loss to England. In the respective games, then France scored 3.4 points per visit to the Scottish 22, and Wales managed 0.8 points per visit to England's 22. So, last time out, very contrasting results for them. Wales would be, very disappointed, I think, with their performance against England after showing such, progress in the first 2 games of the competition. They're going to want to correct that today. In terms of how the teams have gone in the first 2 rounds, then France have missed the least tackles in the tournament with 43, and they've got the best tackle success at 91% from those first 3 rounds. Wales have missed 68 tackles and have a tackle success rate of 86%. So France, if Wales can sustain a lot of possession, France defence is probably confident that they can hold them out for the most part. France then have made 455 passes, and only Italy have passed less in the tournament, while Wales certainly like to pass more. They got 529, and they are second to England overall. France have also made the most handling errors with 63, and they have the highest percentage at 8% compared to the other teams. Wales have made 46 handling errors and have a 5% handling error rate. But, France, they like to play a risky game, and, they have a kind of environment where making mistakes is, not punished, as it were. Like, it's, people are players are encouraged to take risks and to try and, you know, push the pass or push the offload or, you know, whatever it may be. Whereas I think Wales are kind of going along the same kind of situation as England, trying to be more accurate, but they do have to kind of speed their game up a little bit as well. We saw them against England, you know, where the problem they had was their big runners really made ground against Ireland and Scotland, didn't do so against England, and then they didn't really have, you know, a plan B on what to do, on how to get forward, you know, get momentum and get some go forward in the game. So let's see if they can change that in this one. And talking about go forward, France have made 7.01 meters per carry, which is second only to England, while Wales have made 5.52 meters per carry. So, you know, Wales definitely going to be looking for those players who come into the team to have an impact and help them to improve that stat, get somewhere close to France in this game. Scrum then, France are gone 100%, 60% and 100%. So the 200% were against Italy and Scotland. 60% was against Ireland. Wales then 75%, 100% and 75%. So they went 75% against Ireland and England and 100% against Scotland. So it's going to be, I think, interesting to see who's going to get on top on the scrum, because both have gone 100% against Scotland and both kind of struggle a little bit against the Irish scrum. And we saw the Irish scrum actually getting dominated by England yesterday. So, you know, if Wales can get parity or even get the nudge on it, I think that would be important in keeping them in the game. But we've seen France as well that, you know, they don't always focus on the scrum, but when they do and when they give it like a good push, like they did against Ireland as well, like they can win penalties and they really can, you know, really can have an effect with it, but they don't always go to that. Normally it's just get the ball in and get it out. In terms of individuals then, like France not really having anyone sticking out over the tournament in terms of being, you know, in the top 8 for any of the stats, but Wales do have Georgia Evans with 43 carries, then Tuipulotu, Lewis and Pearce all with 37, and they're all in the top 8 in terms of number of carries for the tournament so far. The two camps then, David Ortiz, who's the French coach, has been talking about how the players are looking forward to playing in front of a full stadium, that where they've got a very good record, and said that Wales are going to give them a tough game and they'll have to go for the full 80 minutes. You know, it won't be kind of like the past where, you know, the game will be over by 50, 60 minutes. They're going to have to be in there for the whole game. And they're saying that, you know, it's important that they play well and continue the evolution that they've had over the first 3 games. Then Johan Cunningham has said that France are a major test for this Wales team. They're obviously one of the best in the world, and England and France away back to back is a tough test for the team, but it's the sort that they want. He talked about before the England game that they want to see where they really are and what they need to improve on. And he was just adding again today that, you know, Wales, they're an ambitious team, they want to build depth for the next World Cup. Also said that they've shown, you know, that they can cause problems to the best or for the best in the world, but they need to do that more regularly and kind of sustain it through games. In terms of where the teams are at the moment, like France, if they win, they are, you know, they're pretty much expected to win this one. Then they'll be 4 from 4 and they set up that Grand Slam showdown at Twickenham. And really, other than Italy in the opening game, they haven't really been stretched so far. Like Ireland and Scotland didn't really give them any troubles in their games, even though against Ireland they were down to 14 women for a lot of the game. Wales probably looking for performance rather than a win, and, you know, getting some players some vital experience against what is a really good side. They will have periods where they're on top, but they'll have to defend well to keep the score close. If France get a couple of early tries, then it could be a big score, but if Wales can kind of keep it close until at least half time, and then you never know what's going to happen in the second half, right? But I think, for France, Wales will be a step up from what they played in the last two rounds, but still expect them to win comfortably in the end.